Dr. Green, how are you? Welcome to ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Welcome to the program. How are you doing today, sir? Hello?
It's not here.
It's not here. It's not here.
Yes, it's left. Yes. Okay. All right. So I would have gone to give him a call. Um.
If you want, you can call him.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
What's it called? From both the WhatsApp and this group.
Okay. It's not here yet. Yeah. Were you able to call him?
Give him a call. Go ahead, but okay, I didn't get him.
Okay. It's not, yeah, it's not available. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, folks, we've been listening to ONN, and the program is Women's Initiative.
Okay, Mr. Amado, Green Pasture is back.
Oh, okay. Hey, brother, okay. Green Pasture.
Let me go again. Green Pasture. I told them that you're the director of programs, and I told him to ask you poignant question, and the fact that you are here for she, not just on the sideline. You're an integral part of this initiative from day one. So Mr. Madu, after his introduction or opening statement, you can go ahead and load him up with questions.
All right. Hey, brother Green Pasture, welcome to the program. This is Smart Mado Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria, CEO of ONN, and the anchor of Nigeria Now and Matters Arising at ONN. Welcome to the program here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smart. Madu Ajaja, I really, really appreciate you. And everybody who is here, Ambassador Aji Elumelu, everybody who have spoken, everybody who is listening, and everybody who is a he for she, and who is always ready to stand up to ensure the rights of women, their voice is heard loud and very, very, very clear. It's a great pleasure to be here. I would have been here even much earlier, but as busy as it is for me, and I know for every other person too, I told myself that I can't really miss this opportunity to be able to speak, most especially knowing that Mr. Smart, Madu Jaja is actually our anchor today. It's a great pleasure, and I must say thank you for everything you do, not just to champion the voice for women, but to ensure that justice for women is something that cannot be joked with, because, like they say, no woman, no nation.
No nation.
And Yes, no man, no nation, and any man who does not see the importance for women's voice to be heard is like a man who has lost cause of both his past, his present, and his future. The AMEF, Adri Elumelu Foundation, and Women for 35 has been an initiative that is passionate to us. It has been an initiative that's to a large extent last year when we had, this year when we had our launch off in Abuja, we had women who came over from, I think more than almost representative from more than 10 states. And it was a great time for us because we saw women who were passionate, women who made pledge, to challenge all form of stereotype, that we tend to witness in our society. Women who are ready to support each other, women who are not scared of their voice being heard. So it was a very, very emotional time. It was also a very, very it was a call to duty because when women decide to champion their own cause, having other women who are also ready to, join shoulders and foot, standing on their foot to say this is our time. And the most beautiful part about the strategy and approach I noticed about the Women for 35 initiative, most of the time when you hear women talk about women's rights, men feel as if women are coming to take over. But this time around, it was more strategic because it was not a confrontational, approach. Rather, it was more of a diplomatic approach, and that is the reason why you notice that there have been more men, he for she's who are starting up to say, "Oh, we like the style and approach," that is being taken most now by most women, and thank God for the strategy of Women for 35 by AMEF. Is about reaching out to people, because imagine where you call for 50 women, but
Did you lose him?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I believe he's going to come back.
Mr. Green, we can no longer hear you. We can no longer hear you. Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe if you can ask him to cut it off and call back, it will be better.
Sorry, please, am I being heard?
Yeah, we're not hearing you before now.
No, okay. Not at all. No, okay. Not at all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very, very much. So, like I said, so it's even more interesting now when you call for 100 men, 100 women, or you call for 50 women and you see 100 women, and then you have men by their side. So I think the narrative about it's a woman's is a call for just women. No, it's not just a call to duty for just women, but we've also seen, because we know how passionate women are about leadership and how accountable they can actually be, because women tend to be more, I don't want to use the word motherly towards the way they handle all forms of, leadership. It's kind of different. It's like the kind of love that a mother actually has, for her child or her son. Imagine a woman in leadership transferring that kind of passion, towards leadership. So it's something that I feel that with everything that has been said here today, about how the strategy of how to penetrate both from the unit, the ward, LGs, and the state is something that, if well implemented, with the right support, it is going to go a long way. And if you look at the current bill, the reserve seat bill, I think it was about day before yesterday, I was in the traffic and I saw, I was seeing that it was being advertised in a very, very busy spot. So even the National Assembly in Nigeria, they are beginning to see that there's more need for those reserve seats, because we have less number of women, who are being represented. So with the reserve seats implementation, I think it really go a long way, towards ensuring that the voices of women is being heard. You can't expect women to have a level playing field with men who either have access to finance, who are more brutish in their strategy and tactics. So the more we have men supporting and championing this cause, I think it will go a long way towards ensuring that women can really be encouraged, to participate in leadership in Nigeria. I think at this note, I would just like to yield here. While I don't really know if you still want to pump me with questions. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, we have a couple of questions for you. Hey, thank you very much for your brilliant presentation. It's a pleasure meeting you officially here. And the question I have for you, why did you adopt the position you adopted? I would say, position to what is popular in Nigeria. A man taking the sides of women. It takes very rare people to do that. So, what inspired you to do this?
Thank you very much for that. To be frank with you, I have always been a he for she, even before I joined the Aju Morgan Edumelu Foundation. But meeting Ambassador Aju Edumelu, it's more like a turning point. I haven't seen the kind of passion she has, not just for other women, but for nation building. So when you see a woman who is selfless, you see a woman who is across all board, just wants to see a working system. What else can be more encouraging than that? So when I see, and I noticed that a lot of other people she tends to, befriend or are part of, like, her friends, are people who are also very, very passionate. So when I see people like that, it gives me hope to know that there's actually a brighter future for Nigeria. As a man, I always remind myself that it's not women can't really thrive if men don't give them the opportunity. My mom too was that kind of person. She was also a very great inspiration to me, because my mom always tell me that you never ever undermine the position of a woman. My mom was also somebody who was more of a community, leader growing up. So she also helped in molding my perspective towards it. To an extent, when I see men get into some kind of heated arguments, it's discouraging to me. So personally, it's something that I would say a lot of a lot of women in my life helped, but to be frank with you, Ambassador Aji Elumelu of recent is somebody I would say has helped in shaping and molding, the way I feel and how I love to participate and lend a voice towards ensuring that the voice of a woman cannot be silenced, and more and more. And trust me, there are so many men like me. I'm just a tiny dot in the in the ocean, So that's why I believe that with what is happening now, the way we are mobilizing and moving, you'll be so shocked. Even though people still say Nigeria is a country where men don't really respect women, but the culture is actually changing. The tide is actually shifting. There's hope for us generally. So I would say I will just use this to crown it up on this question you asked me. A man who does not really, who does not value championing the cause of women, it's like a man who has lost his own vision, because no man can actually exist without wanting to have one form of relationship or the other with a woman. So it's like an apple without a tree, or a tree without a root. And what makes the tree to stand is the root. If the root is no longer there, the tree automatically is dead. So I don't want to be a tree without a root. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Green Pasture. One more question for you. It's going to be maybe two.
Can I please address this response?
Huh? Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think, as honorable as Green is, he's made light of the fact that he is one of the best humans I've met. The young man, highly respectful toward women. He's a man of enviable character, amiable in whatever he does. And a lot of times I've had to ask myself question how he's so into this particular project, so where in everything and in all things he makes sure that he actually anything that has to do with the plight of women, that he's there. And I've thought about it. I know him up to his kids. This guy is churning out boys, and folks will think that because he has daughters, and that's why he's this deep into it. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of men are not that. Yes, the tide is changing, and we thank God for that. But the men still have a lot of work to do in terms of how they see women, and how they allocate some responsibilities, and where every male has a say so as to what happens to a woman in a society where they have to start. No, women don't sit here; they have to sit there. And when you look at folks, that have their opinion on, on women, you will shudder. So I just want to say that Green is, we truly, truly appreciate you and all your sacrifices for Women for 35. It's only when I tell women, that's when they're going to know how far you have come with this project. I yield my mic.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, before you leave, my brother Green Pasture, one more question, maybe a compound question. I've asked that, but I want women have addressed that, so I want you to address it from the perspective standpoint of a man. you're aware about the level of violence, all kinds of violence against women, rape, kidnapping, and ritual killing of women. All this happening by men, especially young men of this younger generation. What do you think about what is the best approach to solving this problem? That is becoming really viral, very, very disturbing. Personally, I hear it, and every time I see any occurrence, my mind goes to my two daughters. I have two daughters and one boy. Every time, like, oh my God, they are in Nigeria. It could be them. This is happening. You know, and then we have this tradition that not many people really cares. It's just like another occurrence. So what? Until maybe perhaps it happens very close to you, and then people start talking. So do you think we should have a national policy, that will be directed at curbing this violence that is really becoming too much to bear?
Yes, thank you very much for that. Personally, I believe that one of the major reasons for the kind of violence that women experience um, in Nigeria is a product of bad parenting. It's a product of, apart from being a product of bad parenting, I also believe that no matter how terribly a man is brought up in his home, he can decide to, he can decide to set a path for how he wants to relate, to other women. I have three sons. Um, One thing I started teaching my sons about how they relate to women from a very, very young age is about respect. Respect is something that is very, very reciprocal. If I'm an administrator, one of the first policy, even though it's still part of the policy in Nigeria, is, to me, if you rape a woman in Nigeria, the first thing that happens to you is capital punishment. It's capital punishment to me. In fact, it's something I can't really take. I told a friend of mine recently, I said, if a man rapes a woman, is as good as being a dead man. But he said it's too much. I said, okay, so what is too much about a man forcing himself on a woman? To me, I think it is something that should be discouraged. Apart from rape, the kind of disrespect that and the discrimination that is being meted on women, especially within the political space, is something that should be discouraged. And the only way these voices, or the only way that we can actually experience some certain kind of change, is when men actually start speaking up against it. So recently we all heard about what happened. Even though sometimes some people will tell you that, oh, women are actually a part of the problem. But in as much as, or for a particular case that we can't say has any form of proof, when you say woman is a particular, is a cause of an issue. So let's say we're talking about a dress code. Some men will tell you that, oh, some women actually attract some certain kind of behavior that men actually push towards them. I said, and my response to those kind of issues is that because a woman dressed in a particular way does not give the man the right to force himself on her. Men also have the way they do their things. Women have the way they do their things. But everybody has a particular kind of right to freedom. So it is something that I believe that what is actually required is continuous advocacy. The more advocacy we have, we are going to top rank. I'm sorry, Rockview. Yes, sorry. The the kind of the way we speak up against when one woman is being attacked determines the way other men decide to take action against any other further step towards dealing with women. So when we're silent, what it means is that we're actually endorsing continuous hate towards women, continuous discrimination towards women, continuous silence towards women, continuous rape towards the common matrimony of what womanhood represents. So to me, I think it's about policy formulation, it's about policy implementation, it's about our call to action, our call to duty, and the way we decide to, advocate for it. One thing that we have to put into consideration is that when men take actions they take against women, it's always very, very premeditated and intentional. So we need to be able to match up that same premeditated step towards ensuring that there's no reoccurrence of it. So it's a very, very dynamic thing because you are in Africa where they tell you that a man can decide to be a polygamist, but the woman is not allowed to be that same way. It's not as if I will encourage because a man is a polygamist, it also means a woman should be promiscuous. Because in our African tradition and setting, we believe that a woman should be in a certain way, or there should be like equal rights for men and women. I just believe that it is we can actually strike a balance, the way we respect each other, the way we handle issues when it comes up. It will go a long way to actually solving the kind of hate that is being meted on women. I think I don't really want to overflow the issue because it can become very, very passionate for me. So, like I said, to me, the first thing I'll say is capital punishment. So some people will think it is it's excessive, but I think it will be the best way to go about it. Thank you very much. I yield.
Hey man, thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead and respond.
I need to respond about polygamy. Okay, men are polygamous, but I've seen some tribes in Nigeria. I was reading through some tribes, and I saw some ladies who are polygamous too. I think that no. You see, I think the only way that men are getting away with things is because women don't want to do it, or they want to keep themselves. Because if men are polygamous, I know some of the women on this platform, they probably disagree with me. There's nothing that stops a woman from being polygamous too. And I followed the stories of some of the ladies, I think in Akwa Ibom, also that area, that axis. And if you see the way they live, they're even more, they're happier, than they're handling it better than men handling it. No, for real though. They're handling it better. Because if you see the home is very peaceful. And some of these ladies, I don't know how they do it, but they're really handling it better. And so I don't know if it's the culture, just the culture of that area, or is a culture of Nigerians, but Nigerian women choose not to do it. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, but I know that Nigerian women have really, really tried in terms in this marriage. They try. They carry their own, be mothers, and all of that. But just like someone mentioned tonight, that whatever a woman sets out to do, she does it well. Even she does polygamy well, better than the men. I hear my...
Yes, thank you.
I know agree with me, but that's, like I said, it is what it is. I read it. It's being done. Not one, different women.
I read something like that. There was one. I read something like that. Me, I won't
saw
be.
The husband video, not just read. I saw videos, and it was a documentary.
Yes, I saw. I think I saw something in that. I think it's a thing of. Personally, I don't think I'll be one who will be able to deal with being a polygamous situation. So I will not. But I really commend those who are able to do it. I won't be able to do it.
And these are very young girls.
Yeah.
With money. They're doing it, and believe me, these men are happy. They're happy. I mean, so but that's what I'm saying. That
those men, do they have other wives too?
No, they don't. They don't. They just give themselves to these women.
Oh.
I don't know how they do it. I think people should go for courses.
It's something to research on. It's something that inspire research inquisition. Yes. Hey, thank you, brother Green Pasture, for your passion for everything, for being part of this movement. It's a movement that is growing, and I see it growing bigger and bigger and bigger until those uh, everywhere in Nigeria is reached. Because I believe this is the revolution that we actually part of it. A significant part of it that we cannot wish away. That must happen in Nigeria. Liberation of women from the chains of tradition and customs in Nigeria has to take place. It really has to take place now and not anything. And especially the rural area. And so, as we work on this, we have to develop serious strategic uh, thing how to get the rural people. They are more in number, and that is where those holding Nigeria hostage, that is where they have a huge upper hand. So we have to be able to get to a point, and the only people who can do it, women talk to women, and plus the voice that we have. Some of us who were lucky to have been raised by women of really strong women who were able to impact us and teach us, a lot about how to deal with women, and a practical example of we being in position to really see things the other way. About we have a lot of customs in Nigeria or in Africa that we should dispense with, that do not support life, do not support the changes that we are seeing in the 21st century. So, being part of the champion, I feel very happy that I am part of it. I commend Ambassador Ajo Elumelu for what she is doing through her Ajo Morgan Elumelu Foundation and this movement for 35% initiative. I believe that if all of us put our hands in it, it can work. It will happen. It will happen. And then our people getting more conscious, especially women getting more conscious about the power they have that they are human beings in the first place, with human beings with basic human rights, the right to their life, the right to choices that they must make, and the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of association, the right to choice of worship, and then the right to self-determination. See, all these are very, 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 very important basic human rights. That when you take any of these rights, you've taken the rest. Of course, they are all interlocked. So we have to find a way to teach them that they have these rights. And in no distant time, we will see when the women in Nigeria are liberated, the country is better liberated. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is where that's where I
would
stand.
like and that's something that we have not addressed. And all the people that are listening to us should please. This is supposed to be a mobilization initiative. Should I'm sure that you have all our links on your Facebook,
yes,
YouTube, and TikTok.
absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
that's how to click and join us. I know it's been a lot of up and down before the stabilization.
Yeah,
so
it's been a lot.
please,
So I'm going to go back and do a lot of things, to bring them to part the various segments, so it will be accessible to us. We can share it and then make it better. But I'm promising the next time, if we have to use a third party streaming system that can conveniently accommodate more people, so that we put faces into the message. I'll be working on that. Hopefully, once it's ready, I will get back and then and this thing should be an ongoing thing. It's not just a one-time appearance.
Yes,
It has to be an integral program.
And this is one thing that I've noticed for some of us. I really don't want to mention the states, but it is a particular state, and those women coordinators and leaders know what I'm talking about. This is what I noticed. I don't want to mention the state right now. This is what I noticed. I noticed that top politicians use women as as insurance in that state. I see it. Every one of them taking pictures with group of women.
Yes.
And that's what they do. Every one of them has group of women that they once it's politics time.
Yes.
You see, right now, if you go on so many of those platforms, and it used to bother me. You see the politician in the middle, and then you see a group of women, same uniform. Some of them different uniform, but most of the time different uniform sponsored by that politician. Those are their insurance, and they need to break. We need to infiltrate and break it apart until the part said until there's a thing that until the philosophy
which one is superior and another. Yeah. Albert Mike. Yes.
Is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war.
Yeah.
Is there war?
Yes.
Finally discredited, abandoned, put apart, set apart, scattered.
Yes.
Because we're not ornamental. They're using us as ornaments.
Absolutely.
And so that was a take picture, they put it out there. Oh, these are my insurance. Very belittling. Very belittling. So it's something. And when I complained one time, one of our ladies, I will not mention her name, said something very profound. We will scatter it. And we're gonna scatter it. We're really gonna make sure that these women work for themselves. That they come together with other women. So if there's any of such pictures, it should be women in uniform with women, women for women, and women, voting for women, campaigning for women, women bringing themselves out. There's no one that I see that is out here today that I don't see can have an office, especially when these reserve seats come out, especially the reserve seats. We have all offices that can accommodate these women. The type of, and that's part of it, for us to be able to identify the women of capacity women that are in charge of other women. You can imagine they have the capacity. And apart from that, from all that has been indicated this evening, you can even imagine that we can walk from inside out when the time comes. Sure. From inside out. We have the House of Assemblies, we have the House of Rep, we have the Senate. And that's what we're talking about. Instead of us working for others, we can work for ourselves as women and elevate ourselves and make sure that when it comes to projects that has to do with social welfare of Nigeria, that women are in the house, in the rep, everywhere to support this program so that our children will start living again. Because our kids are not living. What is the essence of bringing human beings into the world when they're not living? When you see the children here in America, you weep for our country. And all men are created equally.
Yes.
And that's the painful part of this whole process. You know, the benefits of Women for 35 cannot be overemphasized to our women. The benefit to our women, to our children, to our family, to health, to social welfare cannot be overemphasized. And we pray to God to give us all the strength, you know, and help us find the means, not just the strength and the means to be able to move this project forward. I yield my mic.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, let me use this opportunity to thank everybody who attended this program. Again, we had a lot of disruptions, but I tell you, from the statistics I am seeing, regardless of the disruptions, very encouraging. And to my dear sister, Ambassador Honorable Ajo Elumelo, great job that you did. You are doing right there. And again, on behalf of ONN and Open Nigeria, you can guarantee our support in the area of taking the message of Ajo Morgan Elumelu Foundation and Women for 35% everywhere in Nigeria and beyond, because we operate on a global scale. We appreciate you for your sacrifices, for your resilience, and for everything. And for the hard fighting women at home who are the soldiers supporting this mission. I can't thank you enough. You are awesome mothers. It's only awesome mothers that can take the type of steps you have taken, in a very, very challenging country right now, where people prioritize food over everything. Not because they want to do so, but because they are compelled by the system, driven by vampires to do so. And women are the power of any nation, whether you like it or not. No woman, no nation. So let's put muscles to that rhetoric and make things work. With this, I say a huge thank you. And I love to, I would love to, be working with you guys. So from time to time, we'll be coming here, to talk about this, to enrich this program and expand the scope uh, to the point where it will become a household thing in Nigeria. Women for 35%. What a nice thing. It's just great. Short, simple, and something that nobody can forget. Thank you very much for being part of my program.
Yeah, remember to go on our website, www. Aju Morgan Illumelu Foundation, or you go directly to our initiative, www.women435.com. Thank you. Until next time, Nigerians.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you guys.
I want to tell everybody to wait, Mr. Mado. You can exit, but you can go ahead and exit.
Oh, me, right? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye-bye. All right, the people of the world. This has been today. We've been talking to the champion of Women for 34 and the president and CEO of the Aju Morgan Elumelu Foundation, Ambassador Honorable Aju Elumelu. Yes, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria, CEO of ONN, and the anchor of Nigeria Now and Matters Arising here. Thank you very much for all those who took their time to be part of us. And again, I apologize for the disruptions. They were unforeseen. I don't know why they happened, but they happened, But hopefully, thankfully, we're able to pull this to the end. All right. God bless you and have a great week ahead of you. Bye for now.